I know you released an album very recently called Kanuye. So I would like you to elaborate on that and tell us, like, just talk to us about it.
Yes, Kanuye is my first album. It's an album about identity. Kanuye, that means what we are in my language. So it also means we are drums, because ka, it means drum, and it means also spirit. So we are spirits. And this is a project to all Africans, Caribbeans, all African Americans, and all Africans too, whatever the location they are in the planet. It's it's one people, So we are the same. That's the purpose of the project.
Dope, dope. As many people say, like the only difference between like someone from Guadeloupe or maybe Jamaica, Martinique, Brazil is the place the boat stop, right? Like, and we don't
Mm-hmm.
realize that sometimes.
Yes. So can we, for this project, I started to work on it from 3 or 4 years, and uh, I I tried to go deep into the identity things that we have, the ancestral heritage of Guada, of the whole Caribbean, because we are very linked to the motherland. And then I express myself about it, and all the subjects are linked to what we are, how we live, and what we are trying to propose to humanity, to everybody.
Okay, and so if I understand correctly, on this album you were not only singing, right? You were also doing other things.
Yes, I composed um 5 or 6 tracks. I have to count because I'm not sure of the the exact number, but I compose and I also write all the songs, and then I collab with other artists, like my grand sister Malika Tirolien, which is a singer that now live in Canada, but also touching a lot of different parts of the world, and also with Mata, a Guadeloupean singer, Knowles, Tiwoni, reggae singer, Silverman, and there is also Nomis on the project.
Okay, okay, that's dope. That's dope. And so you said that you were working on this project for the past 3 or 4 years. So that means that you were working on it like during the COVID times. Like, what were some maybe challenges you had? Like, how did you overcome all of that?
Okay, this was a very special period to me, because we were not able to go everywhere. So I stayed at my home, and I live in a zone that is very natural, So I began in the COVID period to get approach, to get close to the nature, to do agriculture, to take care of cocoa, to do chocolate and traditional chocolate, this kind of things. and all of these things are impacting my musical inspiration.
And so also, for example, were you able to meet with all the artists you collaborated with, or like were you doing this like online, and distance?
Not all of them, but I had the chance to meet the biggest part of them in studio. But for the ones that not living were in Guada, I had to do it in separate studios, and then linked the voices to the beat.
Okay, that's dope. So now I would like to get into like more details about the specific titles. And so
Mhm.
I selected some of them so that we can start, so that again you can talk to us about these titles like kind of generally, but also so that you can comment on some particular lyrics that maybe like that hit me in particular. So the first title is Fufu.
Ouvine dans la belle époque, pas santé ni chivé, yo refusé moi l'école. Pourtant, pas t'es si mauvais qui servait les profs. Et les midi rivés à pâté moi qui t'ai qu'à faire les poches. Fou, mais ni chai pas fou. Fou, mais ni chai pas fou. Ah ah. Fou, mais ni chai pas fou. Fou, mais ni chai pas fou. Fouiller l'or, faut mettre mais avant la boue.
And one lyrics that I wanted to talk about is when you say Ouvina la belle époque, pas santé ni chive yo refuse moi l'école, which means that you would like to go back to the good old times, but and that when because you had hair, they refused you to be accepted in school. Like, could you talk to us about this again, like this title in general, but also this particular experience?
Okay. So fufu, that's mean the Kisha nou ka di kolibri? But it's a bird, a local bird that we call fufu, and it's like the bird is crazy, but it's for the way that he's flying. He's flying very quickly and in every direction. But the proverb say fu meni shai pa fu, and it means the bird look like a crazy bird, but his home is very sophisticated. So
Wait, just for the people, I found the translation in English is the hummingbird. That's how they say it.
okay,
Colibri.
yes. So fufu, it's a proverb that means you have not to focus on the appearance of the bird of whatever. You have to go deep and trying to know what is behind. So to get into the lyrics that you was talking about, it's a real talk and a fact that I used to experience when I was in sixième ou cinquième, à part ça que je dis ça en anglais. And so I was in school, and they were not allow me to get in the school because of the way my hair was. I had some hairstyle like yours that you you got today, and for these times, these in my childhood in Guada, this was not accepted by the school administrations. So they tell me always attach your hair or cut your hair, but my parents were behind me, so I never did it, and they finally accept me the way I was, and that's why I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about in the lyrics.
Okay, and this story is crazy to think about that, because obviously in Guadeloupe is a vast majority of people from African descent, and it's the same in Martinique. But we, in spite of that, because we have still this European like domination over us, that when somebody tries to embrace like their natural selves, it's like it's almost pushed back, like by the establishment and stuff. But yeah, that lyrics. Okay, so first of all, like I didn't know. I love this song obviously, but I didn't know that Fufu was Colibri, and like I also thought that this lyrics was also a contradiction, because you're saying that you want to go back to the good old times, but so it's like a good thing, but right away after you talk about the fact that they refuse you in school and stuff. So yeah, that was crazy.
Yes, because when you are young, you don't see it like this. I was not care about this thing. I was just uh, living my life. So it's now that I can think really about it. I see, damn, they was really really crazy, and it was me that looked like the crazy man in their point of view. So it's very comics. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and I guess also like when you're a kid and they don't let you to go to school, maybe sometime you're happy, that's true. So also when I watched the clip, the video clip for this song, I saw the €2 coin that get passed around, from character to character. So like, could you elaborate on that?
Yes, it's a visual metaphor of solidarity. Yes, so the it's the same coin that go hand to hand, and at the end of the video, you see that the same person that first pass the coin to another get the same coin from another person. So it's a circle, and the homeless boy in the clip is the one that finally do this economic thing to everyone to get the coin. So you may think that he is the crazy one, the poor one, but he is the real economic moving. He do the link into all the characters, and also the coin thing. If you see in the video, every person is using the coin for a different using. I don't know if it's the right word, but someone use the coin for paying, someone use the coin for do the compa, someone use the coin for the compress for the hurting,
Yeah.
Mettre en pièce en l'air si on vit un local, quoi.
Yeah.
So there are several ways to use a coin. It's not only money, it's an object that can use different way.
Okay. So yeah, that concept of this song was really dope, and even more now that you explain it, I think that for everybody now to can go back again and look at the clip, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that didn't know that Fufu was the colibri. So like, yeah, now all of this makes way more sense. Okay, so the second song that I highlighted was Anmwe Mama.
Anke hanou Afrika ye On jouti moun nan ke rouvire Tant ki passe pa fè n'oublier Et ça nou ye Oh mama Anmwe Oh mama Anmwe mama, Anmwe. Oh mama, Anmwe. Quitter Guada pour périver Abidjan. Toucher Ghana, ça trop belle, le vrai pigeon. Des voyants dit dans nous toutes c'est les mêmes. Si île ou continent, les mêmes problèmes. Les mêmes.
And so there are many lyrics that I noted from this one. So the first one was, you say Anjou Timuna ke Ouvire. And the second one was the phase when you say Quitte Guada pour périver Abidjan, toucher Ghana sa trop belle le ouais qui Jean, Dewan dit dans nous toutes c'est les mêmes, si île ou continent les mêmes problèmes. So could you like explain us all of this?
Okay, Anmwe Mama, this is the first song that I wrote for this project.
Okay.
So I was in Ivory Coast in 2018, and I was in a place called Cocody. And when I entered this neighborhood, the melody of this song just hit my spirit, and it come into my head, and then I started to write it, and then I said it cannot just be another song that I put just like a single like that. I have to get into an album process to get it have a complete meaning. So I started to think about the album from this song Anmwe Mama. Anmwe Mama, it means help us mother. Help us mother. So Anjou Timounan ke ou vire tant ki passe pa fait nous oublier ça nous yé. It's a phrase to say we know what we are, we know where we're from, and don't worry, Mama. One day we will go back into our land, and that's the biggest concept of this song. And then in the verses, I go into more explanations, and of course, in the second verse, it means I take a fly from Guada, and then I go to Abidjan, the capital of Ivory Coast. Then I go to Ghana too. Ghana, another country, to Ivory Coast. And when I get into these countries, I see I was at my home, like in Guada. So this is the same people, the same way of life, the same culture. So we have the same history, the same struggle too. So we have the same answers for our questions, which is just stay what we are and not to compromise with the things from the exterior. Just keep in our way to be.
Okay, bless. And so you said that you went to Abidjan, Ghana. So what if any like other African countries did you visit it? And also, would you say that repatriation is a goal of yours?
I went to Ethiopia, I went to Benin, and I went to Morocco. And yes, that's it. And every time I went to Africa, I always feel an extraordinary strength and an extraordinary positive vibration. And I think for every African, Caribbean, African that are not in Africa, it's like un pèlerinage, or
pilgrimage, like it's necessary.
It's necessary. It's a sacred fly, a sacred voyage travel, yeah.
Yeah, travel, yeah.
Uh-huh. And when you touch the land of Africa, you feel something. So for the repatriation, I think it is necessary, and spiritually first, and physically for the ones that can and that are ready for it. But for the one that want to stay where they have to go back spiritually. It's a necessary thing.
Okay, okay, and but for yourself, like, do you think you will end up going back in Africa,
Forward, not back, forward.
Yeah, go forward to Africa,
Yeah.
not back.
or do you think you will still remain in Guadeloupe in the long term?
Okay, I want to go back, but I'm not now ready. I'm not ready yet. I have some things to do in my country for the coming years. But one day, yes, I want to go back to the motherland.
Yeah, I think it's something that's kind of complicated for us. Is that, for example, let's say that you are very motivated and you want to do the repatriation, but at the same time, all of your family, it's like you would have to leave them behind. So like that's a very tricky situation. But what you said about at least in the first step doing it spiritually and in terms of your way of thinking is everybody have to do this, and then like for those that can and are ready, that's dope. So the next title I would like to talk about is the song with your sister, Wushuke.
C'est l'anneau qui t'aide nous qu'a réalisé, même si abîmé, casant nous qu'a brillé. L'anneau bâti, faut me songer d'y tourner, passe-temps là qu'a filé, et travail qu'a pilé.
Wushuke en nous, protéger qu'il s'y en nous. Wushuke en nous, souke chacha batamou. Wushuke en nous, chercher sa histoire en nous. Wushuke en nous, cultiver l'amour. Nous allons nous voler.
The first question is what does that mean? And yeah, like I would also like for you to talk about your experience of coming back to Guadeloupe after having left, because it's also a topic that is very often discussed for us in the French and Antilles. Like, the comeback to the island is sometimes very difficult for some people. They don't, stuff like this. And finally, there is a lyrics that your sister sing, when she said that even if no, I'm gonna say it in Creole and then you can explain. She said, ils ont nous abîmé, même si ils ont nous abîmé, kazon nous ka brillé, et les nous partis, faut nous songer retourner parce que la ka défilé, parce que la ka filé.
Yes, Wushuke, it's like a tree, and the roots of the tree, they are into the earth. And then if you take the tree out of the earth, the roots are in the air, but it's not good for the tree. So when you put the tree back into the earth and the roots are taking their original place, that's Wushuke. It's like the roots, we call it shuk in our language, Waniwana. And the shuk, it's like reshuk, the wu, it's like re in English. So reshuked, rerooted. Yes, that's it. And yeah, of course, it's a big deal for the Caribbean people, and especially in the French ex-colonized to go back to their countries, for the ones that are studying in France. So when you go back, you have to get into the life that you were having before. So it's a mental thing to embrace your roots and the good and the bad thing of the local life. So this is what I'm talking about, and it have more good points than bad points, as for me, because we always think about the material things, the technology things that are more evolved in Europe, but we have the natural things, the rivers, the mountains, the connection with these essential life things, and it's more important. It's a blessing. So I see it like that. And the lyrics of my sister is Saki pati fok son jiri tourne pas tan la ka file. Is that's really lyrics that he was talking about? Yes.
And also the part before when she said that même si ils ont nous abîmé, kazon nous ka briller, et là nous parti pour nous songer retourner parce que la ka file.
So even if the islands are struggling and the time pass, it's our responsibility to trying to make it better, because the ones from the exterior that come into our islands, they are coming with the exploitation idea. They are minding how they can take advantage of the resources. As natives, we are minding of how to protect this nature. So that's two completely different way of thinking, and it's our responsibility to get our way and to stay our way. That's the meaning of what she said.
Okay, dope. Mon frère, donc, faut moi qui gère ça.
Maillot à l'Ajax qu'il a.
Ah oui, moi, tu obligé d'acheter maillot ça.
Et fraîche.
Ou jaune vert. Moi, dit oui, moi, acheter ça.
Yes, I.
Ok. Donc,
Marseille était payé comme ça en 2010.
ça, malgré moi, à Paris, les Marseille sorti maillot ça, moi, tu qu'après, dit comment il faut que moi acheter, mais moi, dit non. Moi, pas.
Va te dire, en fait, ça te dire.
Oui.
Ah, va te brûler là, va te dire.
Non, moi, je songer. Alors, ok, alors.